Steph Curry is 38. No extension signed. Warriors are not contenders. Luka Dončić just inherited the Lakers. And analysts say, for the first time ever, Steph leaving Golden State is a real conversation.
So I'm a realist on that, which is his way of saying, like, I know there's not a lot of excitement around this team. Nobody thinks that we're going to win. And that's just the reality. And then I think this is two more things I think from this I want to point out. He said, when he's talking about his hopes for the season, he said, you hope that both players, Butler and Moody, come back healthy and that we can play at a level that keeps us relevant and competitive. This is where the Warriors are, which Steph's saying. They're in a fight to stay relevant. Forget about championship. Like, by the way, he's being real here. I'm applauding this.
The idea that the Warriors are going, or even a big move away from being a contender, it's not an idea that's based in reality. The reality is they won a 9-10 play-in game last year and celebrated like it was a monumental accomplishment. And that was a recognition by Steve Kerr, who strongly considered retiring before coming back, by Steph Curry, by Draymond Green, that they're not going to have more trips to the mountaintop. They've got to savor the accomplishments, the moments that they do have. They celebrated not even clinching a playoff berth, a 9-10 win, earning them the right to play another play-in game in which they got beat and didn't make the playoffs. But they celebrated that win. It was a hell of a comeback. It was great theater. It was as entertaining as a 9-10 play-in game could possibly be. But their celebration there told you everything you need to know about the state of the Warriors with Steph Curry at 38 years old, even though he's still, we could argue, a top 15 player or so.
A dynasty celebrating survival. And now, Steph has a decision to make. One that could shake the entire NBA to its foundation. August 29th is coming.
So, Wendy, we know that Curry's eligible to sign a contract extension next month, but there is a chance that he doesn't. Maybe he becomes, just wants to play this thing out, head to free agency. I got to ask, is Golden State in danger of losing him?
No, not my opinion. And let me just say before I go into this, Steph did a fantastic interview. This was a great interview with a great journalist, Marcus Thompson II, who went to Little Rock. First off, Steph being in Little Rock and going to Moses Moody, his teammates' camp in Arkansas, so those kids could be involved in that. That's just awesome. And he gave a very even-keeled interview beyond that quote, talking about how it's going to be a struggle for them to stay relevant and all these things. When it comes to this summer for Steph Curry, he is setting up for a very interesting decision. And let me explain it to you. He is in the last year of his contract. No player option or anything like that. This is the last year. It's $62 million. Huge number. He's worth every cent. On August 29th, he has the opportunity to sign a 2-year extension. If he wants all the money and he has earned it in spades, he can get 2 years and like $135 million. And if that's what he wants on August 29th, the Warriors will give it to him in 2 seconds. And I know what this question is, and it was even posed by Marcus Thompson in this story. If he wants to win, he wants the best team the Warriors can assemble around him. He wants a chance, a real chance for a deep playoff run. The longer it takes for him to sign a contract extension, the more you can bet Curry's using potential free agency as a tool to keep the Warriors pushing towards that end. Now, that is interesting, McMahon, because Steph expressed at the end of the season that he was ready to sit. He was not ready to call it in. Now, he can't sign a contract extension until the end of August. It's not like this is something that, that he's like delaying it today.
Yeah, I think that Steph Curry ultimately finishes his career with the Warriors. That said, I think right now, today, is the first time it is justifiable to entertain the conversation about him going back home to Charlotte. Not because he will, and not because a trade will be made, but simply because the Charlotte Hornets arguably had the single best offseason, non-LeBron James or Giannis or Jaylen Brown related, of any team in the league.
Yes.
They are loaded with draft picks. They are loaded with contracts of players that another team would want to have come in to ultimately not be there. And they have players in Brandon Miller, Conca that maybe Steph would say, I can see myself mentoring those two on the way out. Let me be clear. I do not think it's going to happen. But I think because the Warriors have missed out on everyone, it is justifiable today to at least have the conversation and say, could that ever happen, without Wendy laughing at me?
I'm not laughing. I would just say this. If Steph elects to sign the extension in August, that's totally cool. We'll move on and everybody will be fine. If he elects not to sign the extension, it opens up humongous optionality for the Warriors, where he could potentially go out and try to get teammates and put a team together in Golden State. And the other teams in the league would be keeping a very close eye on it, just like they will keep a close eye on Nikola Jokic, who's not going to sign the extension and is headed for unrestricted free agency. I know what Jokic has said, and I know everyone thinks he's staying in Denver, but if Jokic was going to be a free agent and Curry is going to be a free agent, I would keep that situation under control or under eye for the entire next season.
Okay.
Steph Curry said it himself. Not a reporter. Not an analyst. Not a rival. Steph Curry. Four-time NBA champion. The greatest shooter the game has ever seen. Sat down at a youth camp in Little Rock, Arkansas, and told the world the truth. Nobody thinks we are going to win. We are just trying to stay relevant. Read that sentence again. Relevant. Not championship. Not finals. Not contend. Relevant. This is where the Golden State Warriors are in the summer of 2026. Steve Kerr, who strongly considered retiring before deciding to come back for one more season, coached a team that celebrated winning a 9-10 play-in game, a game that only earned them the right to play another play-in game, which they then lost and missed the playoffs entirely like it was a championship. That celebration on the sideline with Steph Curry and Draymond Green told you everything you need to know. A dynasty does not celebrate survival. A dynasty does not celebrate relevance. A dynasty does not need to remind itself that it still exists. That dynasty is over. And now, for the first time in the history of the Golden State Warriors, the question that nobody was allowed to ask is suddenly, undeniably, legitimate? Could Steph Curry leave? Brian Windhorst put it plainly on First Take. Steph is in the final year of his contract. $62 million. Not a penny less than he deserves. On August 29th, he has the opportunity to sign a 2-year extension worth approximately $135 million. If he wants it and he has earned it in every way possible, the Warriors will sign it in 2 seconds. No negotiation. No delay. Done. But what if he does not sign it? Marcus Thompson, the journalist who has covered Steph Curry closer than anyone alive, the man who literally wrote the book on him, made an observation that nobody has been willing to say out loud until now. The longer Steph waits to sign that extension, the more you have to consider the possibility that he is using potential free agency as a tool, as leverage, as a message to the Warriors that if they cannot build something worth fighting for, he will go somewhere that can. And here is where the conversation gets truly seismic. Because while the Warriors have missed on every major offseason target while they watched LeBron James go to Philadelphia, while they saw the league rearrange itself around them, one team has been quietly and methodically becoming exactly the kind of organization a 8-year-old legend would consider joining for one final chapter. The Los Angeles Lakers. Luka Dončić is now the centerpiece of this franchise. The best player in the NBA at his position. A European-born prodigy who already plays like a 10-year veteran. Surrounded by Austin Reaves, Walker Kessler, and a front office with real cap flexibility going into next season. A roster built with intention. A roster built to win now and build forward simultaneously. Steph Curry paired with Luka Dončić in purple and gold would not just be a trade or a signing. It would be a seismic event. It would be the kind of move that makes every other team in the Western Conference quietly recalibrate their entire roster strategy. It would be the kind of partnership that you would talk about for 30 years. And then there is Windhorst's final warning, the detail that makes this story even bigger than it already is. Nikola Jokic is also not signing his extension. Jokic, who everyone assumes is staying in Denver, is headed toward free agency. If both Steph Curry and Nikola Jokic become free agents in the same summer, the NBA will experience a restructuring unlike anything it has seen in the modern era. Nobody thinks the Warriors are going to win. Steph Curry said it himself. But somewhere in Los Angeles, where Luka Dončić is running pick and rolls in practice, and a front office is watching every single move Steph makes between now and August 29th, somebody thinks he just might pick up the phone.
Thank you for watching Sport Current. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video to support the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss the latest NFL and WNBA news, breaking stories, game updates, trades, and the biggest moments in American sports. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you in the next video right here on Sport Current.